Today, we've asked, why share our faith at all? Nico has done a great job of telling us why we share our faith, and it's because the stakes are high if we don't. There's something at risk if we don't share our faith, especially if we don't share our faith in a compelling way, in an authentic way, in a way that's true to our own story. So I want us to do a little exercise. Each week during this series, we will have an exercise to do. And the hope is that at the end, we'll all have a map or a timeline of our own spiritual journey. And it'll be a place where we can start to articulate to other people how God has acted in our life, where we have experienced God acting on our behalf in the times when we felt far from God. So that's the goal. So we're going to just start this week by finding the places where the stakes are high, because the stakes are high for all of us. There's a lot at risk for us in our lives. And I think that's why faith matters. Faith matters because there's a lot at stake. There's a lot at stake for God to act or to not act, and we're counting on God to act in our lives. We're betting on God. We're trusting that God will act on our behalf. So we're going to do a little exercise. The prompt is, there's going to be two. I secretly love blank, and I secretly hate blank. So after you have finished those sentences, I secretly love and I secretly hate, I hope that you'll share them with someone in your household. Or if you're alone, maybe you can write them down. I secretly love and I secretly hate. So now that you've identified what you secretly love and secretly hate, I have some follow-up questions for you. 1, why is that thing a secret? And who is it a secret from? So for each of those, or maybe even one, if you'll share with someone in your household or write some things down about why that thing is a secret, why you secretly love it or why you secretly hate it. Why is it a secret and from whom? Whom is it a secret from? Now that you've shared or jotted down why it's a secret and who it's a secret from, we have now identified what is at stake for us, or at least one thing that's at stake for us in our lives. So one thing that I secretly love is I love reality television. I love watching Catfish. If you don't know it, it's just drama. It's a show that has drama. And it's a secret because I want people to think of me as a sophisticated, put together person who is above enjoying drama, right? So that's what's at stake for me. What's at stake for me is my identity as a pulled together, put together, sophisticated, smart person who's wise and shouldn't be interested in reality TV. That's what's at stake for me, is a personal identity, how I want people to see me. And that's what's typically at stake when we tell stories, tell good stories. What's at stake is usually a role that we have. So my role as a pastor could be at stake. My role as a daughter or a sister or a friend, all those things could be at stake. So a role and identity, right? So I want to be a sophisticated person. That's an identity that I hold. So that could be at stake. Role, identity, or our survival. the survival of our lives, or the survival of our families. That could be at stake when you hold secrets, right? So this is just one way to get at what the stakes are in our lives. So now we've done this exercise together. Maybe you could share with the people you live with, or jot some things down about what you've learned. What is at stake for you? When you've identified those things that are at stake or at risk for you, I want you to draw a timeline or a map, and I want you to start making points along the timeline or on the map in certain places of where that thing was at risk. So if you identified that your family's survival is the thing that's at stake, what points in your life has that thing been at stake? Or where in your life have there been moments of high stakes, of high risk? This is our task for this week, is to find the places where things might have been fractured, the times that things broke apart or were stressed, but to the breaking point. So I'm going to give you a few more prompts to think on this week. The 2 prompts are, I risked it all when, and it was all on the line when. And even if you can come up with just 1 or 2 times in your life when things were at risk, I think it'll be a good place to start in sharing our faith. Because that is often when we feel God or expect God to show up the most.